everybody, welcome back around to the Blog and Grill. I am your host, Doug, here with your sports video blog for March 31st, 2014. The end of March is here. We will have our Athlete of the Month next time on the blog. That'll be a lot of fun. Today we're going to talk a little NASCAR and my issue with the new point system and what it could bring up. I'm going to give you my top 3 MLB storylines, my World Series pick. We'll take a look at the NBA playoff races for the final playoff spots. But first, let's get to the NCAA tournament. The Final Four is set. Florida versus UConn. Wisconsin versus Kentucky. Some good matchups, some big-time programs, and it's going to be an exciting Final Four. The interesting thing I've seen so far has to be Florida versus UConn. UConn was the last team that beat Florida, and Florida's only other loss is to Wisconsin, who's also in the Final Four. So Florida could have to bite the bullet and go through 2 teams that already beat them this year to get back and win a national title. The other interesting point I just want to make today, we'll break down games later on in the week, but the other interesting thing I see is that just how much the NBA is influencing college basketball at this point. The NBA, we know Kevin Ollie, the UConn coach, John Calipari's an NBA guy, Billy Donovan's been in the NBA, and really Wisconsin's Bo Ryan's the only guy who doesn't have NBA ties, but still a great game manager, okay? But the key I see here is that the NBA is influencing these coaches greatly. They're playing more of a professional style. UConn, a very free-flowing offensive team. Kentucky, a little bit isolation happy and 3-ball happy. And Florida just goes with savvy veterans that get it done. And Wisconsin, they just recruit good guys, and Bo Ryan's a good coach. But I see the NBA influencing college basketball more and more and more through the coaching, through the trainers, through the play call, just through so much, and it's exciting to see the NBA and college basketball kind of coming together, and that could help down the road getting people more ready for the NBA and also getting players to the NBA, having them ready, and maybe keeping players in college longer as well, okay? All right, so we're going to do a lot of Final Four stuff this week. We'll break down the games probably Friday, get you ready for the games on Saturday, but now I want to get to the NBA and their playoff races. The playoff races for the final playoff spots in both the East and the West are heating up. Let's first look at the East. Right now in the 8th spot in the East are the Hawks. The Hawks have 10 games to go. Knicks a game back with 8 to go. Cleveland only a game and a half back with 7 to go, okay? How I see this race shaping up, right now the Knicks are not in, the Hawks really are in the driver's seat right now. They have the most games to go. They pretty much control their own destiny. They're 2 games up in the loss column on the Knicks. That's big. The Knicks are playing better, but still, I like the Knicks having their fate in somebody else's hands. It seems like when the Knicks have to win a game, they come out and lay an absolute egg. I don't think any of these teams deserve to get into the playoffs. I think the Knicks have the best shot to, just because the Hawks are playing dismal basketball. Next game for the Hawks, home versus the 76ers tonight. At the Jazz for the Knicks tonight. Must-win games for sure. And Cleveland's next game is Wednesday at the Magic. They'll get to see what they have to do if they can still make a run at this playoff spot with just under 10 to go. In the West, the race is even tighter. We got 4 teams vying for 3 playoff spots, all separated by 2 games, 6 through 9, okay? Golden State's in 6th. They have a game and a half lead over Phoenix in 7th, Dallas in 8th, and Memphis is 2 games back in 9th place, okay? These teams all would be playoff teams in the East. Golden State and Dallas, the 6 and 8 teams, they match up tomorrow night in Dallas. Monday night, tonight, the Grizz take on the Nuggets, and Wednesday, Phoenix has a tough game with the Cliff Show. Right now, if I had to pick a team to get in, I would pick Memphis to get in. I think Phoenix could fall off. Phoenix has a tough schedule going down the stretch. Kind of a new team to this playoff run. I think Memphis could sneak into that 8th spot. Golden State will hold on to 6th. Dallas will move into the 7th spot. We'll keep you updated on this playoff race as it is intense going down the stretch for sure. Okay, today is Major League Baseball's opening day. I know we've had games in Australia. We had the Padres-Dodgers last night. Yankees don't open until tomorrow, but it is opening day. And let's look at my top 3 storylines. My first storyline has to be the New York Yankees. My team will be covering them all throughout the year. Will they succeed with all these pieces they brought in? They've brought in Brian McCann, Jacoby Ellsbury, Carlos Beltran, Masahiro Tanaka, who's been fantastic. It's going to be exciting to see. Last time the Yankees went out and made these moves was 2009. They went on to win the World Series that year. The year after, they missed the playoffs. Look out. My second one has to be Yasiel Puig, probably the most talked about individual player in baseball right now. Maybe outside of Miguel Cabrera, I don't know. Yasiel Puig, people have trouble with him, okay? People say he's a little too intense, a little too reckless. I can't see how people can say this. The guy is a phenomenal talent. He's from Cuba, has a chip on his shoulder. Give the guy a break. I will back Yasiel Puig until he does something illegal. He has not. He's sped a couple times in his car, but who doesn't speed, okay? I like Puig. I think he's going to have a great year, and I will support Yasiel Puig and everything he does because of his background, because of where he comes from, and because of where I think one point in this game he will be, and that is on the top. And my final storyline has to be instant replay. Instant replay is now in Major League Baseball. I'm going to love to see how managers use it, if it's effective, how long it takes, and what happens if they extend it even more. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be good that they finally get the calls right, and that's the most important thing in baseball, along with this blocking the plate rule, which will be interesting as well. My World Series pick, you're wondering, Cardinals over the Rays. I think the Rays have great pitching. They're not going to have great pitching to start the year, but I think they will by the end of the year. Cardinals are absolutely stacked. They will bring back 2 starters on their opening day roster from last year, but they are absolutely stacked anyways. I like them to beat the Rays in the World Series and get back to where they should be, on top of the world. All right, NASCAR action yesterday. NASCAR was at Martinsville. Kurt Busch winning the Martinsville race. I'm now 2-4 on my picks this year, which isn't bad, really, okay? That's not bad. Let's go to the points. Junior on top still. We have 6 different winners in the first 6 races. That's the first time since 2002 that we've had that. And it's going to be interesting to see how this chase works out, because right now we have 2 guys, Kurt Busch in 5th now in points, and Kevin Harvick in 6th, who are in the chase right now. But if they were not in the chase, these guys would be 22nd and 25th in points, okay? So this could be an issue if we have a guy sneak in, win one race, and get in. We're going to need multiple winners to really make this field strong for the chase, or we're going to have some mediocre drivers in there that don't run good consistently. The new format has taken away consistent running and has really put it on as just go win a race. Could come down to some stuff. I don't know if it's great. It could be some parity, but we'll see what happens for sure. Just a quick note, my man Jeff Gordon right now 8th in points. All right, Jeff Gordon 8th in points, 11 back of the leader. So if Jeff could get a win, he's going to jump right up there to 2nd or 1st in points. It's going to be great. All right, thanks for tuning into the Blog and Grill. I'm going to be back on probably either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll do our New York sports update. Yankees in Houston, Mets at home against the Nationals. Just a little preview for you. Yankees will have Sabathia versus Feldman tomorrow. We'll talk NBA playoffs as it's getting down to it, and my Knicks as well. NFL action as well, as we'll talk that as well if there's headlines. Always remember to follow me on Twitter at YankeeBaller415. That is YankeeBaller415. Comment on my page, ask me a question. I'll answer it live on the air, and subscribe to my page. Thanks for tuning in to the Blog and Grill. I'll be back later on in the week. Have a good start to your week. So long.